I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
So today's goal to learn about is the goal of inadequacy. And in this goal, you'll find that your child is behaving in a manner which causes you to feel despair, hopeless, helpless, and inadequate. So I know one time my daughter Michelle got to the bottom of the stairs, and she'd get to the bottom of the stairs. She's like, I can't get up the stairs. I'm so tired. I'm like, yes, you can. Come on, you can do it. No, I can't. I'm too tired. And she'd whine and cry and drive me crazy till I finally would just carry her up the stairs. And after a couple of weeks of this going on, I realized I needed to figure out what goal she's doing. And I looked it up in my book and I looked up the feelings. And yes, in fact, I was feeling helpless, hopeless. What can I do? And then I noticed that I was doing it for her. So it's that child who's giving up, who can't do it. And again, you're going to feel despair, hopeless, helpless, and inadequate. And what happens, what we tend to do when we don't know how to correct or redirect the goal of inadequacy is we give up on them, or we do it for them. We help them too much. We do way more for them than we should be doing, which is actually causing it to get worse. And we also show a lack of faith, and then we start to think that they're wimps or that they can't do it, and that, we'll just have to do everything for them, which again is exacerbating the problem. And what happens when we try to discipline this child who's in the mistaken goal of inadequacy? Their response to ineffective discipline, I'm not talking about the corrective measures that we'll use, but when we try our best to discipline these kids, they actually retreat further. They become very passive. There's no improvement in their misbehavior, no response, and they avoid trying in the future. So these are, the child in this goal is really annoying. I mean, we get so fed up that a lot of parents won't feel sorry for their kids anymore when they're doing this goal. And unfortunately, it makes it very difficult to identify this goal. If you don't feel sorry for your kids when they're behaving in this manner, then we can kind of mistakenly make this into a power struggle when it's not. And the corrective measures for power struggles just don't work when a child's in the goal of inadequacy. So it's really important to go back to a time when you did feel sorry for your child, when you did feel like, oh, what can I do? A little bit of despair and, feeling those feelings again, instead of just jumping to thinking that they're outright defying you, which is the power struggle. And one of the ways that I do this, if you do have a child who does this often so that you're really burnt out, you might be thinking how pathetic their behavior is. And if you're thinking how pathetic this behavior is, that's another good clue that this is the goal of inadequacy. And what your child's mistaken belief is, I don't believe I can belong, but I'll convince you not to expect anything of me. So I'll just behave. And this is, again, an unconscious mistaken belief. I'm helpless. I'm unable. It's no use trying because I know I won't do it right. And our kids often will go into this goal when they're not doing well in an area in school. Many kids, when they're feeling like they can't achieve a certain level, grade-wise or on their work, on their projects, on their homework, they'll actually just give up rather than face the possibility that they can't do it, that they don't know how. It's very difficult for young kids to ask for help, to say, I don't know how to do this, will you help me? And so in order to kind of save face, they'll often go into this goal. So this is the goal of inadequacy. Remember, when your child's misbehaving in a way that causes you to feel despair, hopeless, helpless, and inadequate, your child's mistaken goal is inadequacy. And what their behavior is saying, I don't believe I can do it. I feel helpless. I feel like I can't do it. But if I know, if I can get you to do things for me, then I feel loved. I feel special. So look for this goal today. We're going to be later in the week talking about how to correct all these mistaken goals. Have a great day and happy parenting.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Debbie Godfrey, owner and founder of positiveparenting.com. I hope you'll go and check out my website and follow me on Instagram and let me know about what you thought about today's episode. Did you learn something new? Were you able to do something different with your children? Did you have a success story? Those are my favorite to share. Let me know. Contact me. I'd love to hear from you. And also, what future topics would you be interested in hearing about on the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast? Thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. Take care and happy parenting.